私が食べるの。アスモアスモパス。レビアお姉様、こっちこっち。
I wonder where they swiped it from. They were fighting over a donut or something, playing around really loudly.
こらー！エンジェ様は読書をなさってるのよ。少しは静かにできないの？そう言ってるサタンが一番うるさいのよ。沈黙なさい。この愚昧が。ルシファーお姉様の方がうるさいです。文句が終わり？
I was already used to the oldest and the third oldest sister arguing with each other. Even though they're both so quick to anger, it's a bit funny how they're both having to hold back a little. They might be surprisingly like each other.
賑やかにしていろとの仰せでしたが、これではさすがに。少しボリュームを下げさせますか？
気にしないで騒いでてくれていいわ。教室の黄色い笑い声より100倍心地よいもの。エンジ様、早く次のページ。エンジ様は読むのが遅い。マモンは読書が好きなの？地味なことが一番苦手そうに見えるのにね。
マモンが司るのは強欲、知識欲にもそれは通じます。ただし独占したがるので、本を与えると人に読ませまいと読書後に焼いてしまうこともあるのでご注意を。
私は誰も知らないことを私だけが知っているのが好き。誰もできないことを私だけができるのが好き。だから勉強は好き、練習は好き。私だけが誰も知らない英知を独り占めしたいから。
As Mammon said that, her eyes sparkling, she peered down at the page that was open and read through it again. You could see the greed that made her covet that page even more thoroughly than I did. As you can see, my magical power has grown much stronger than it was on the first day I summoned them. By now, I've gotten so that I can summon all of the Seven Sisters of Purgatory at once and still calmly read a book like this. This place, although I can't recall exactly where it is a quiet and calm street-side bench. I'd been young back then, so I don't remember the details of its location. Still, I remember that my days walking here were a lot of fun. Together with Dad, Mom, and even Oni-chan. It was a memory of a very rare and very happy day when everyone had been together. The people who walked by every once in a while didn't notice me. They just pleasantly ignored me and passed by as though everything was normal. Even the Seven Sisters' incredible outfits weren't embarrassing or anything, because it wasn't like anyone was actually watching. Come to think of it, I'm getting pretty used to it. As long as they don't make me wear those. I was sitting on a stylish bench, memorizing a timeline for world history. In an academy system where everything is based on collective responsibility, there's no tolerance for dunces. It seemed that I was considerably below the average grade for the class. According to those extremely intellectual girls, if I alone improved my grade, the average would rise drastically. They had been kind enough to show me with a graph drawn by colorful pens on a B4 sheet of drawing paper. Just thinking of the effort it had taken to draw that was repulsive. But I've already spat out all those complaints. I've already voiced my constant and furious anger and sadness to these girls here. These sisters were sometimes indignant, sometimes sympathetic, and sometimes mourned along with me. I was truly happy to be able to share emotions like that with friends. It's said that they were originally furniture that existed to carry out Beatrice's cruel sacrifice ceremony. According to the occult message bottle I hated, it seems that several of them even attacked my family. But I don't believe that, and it's pointless to question them about it. They're furniture, so They only respond to their master's requests. Even if they really did attack my family, I can't hate them. What I really hated was the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Or else that ringleader of the Ushidamiya suspicion, Aunt Ava.
エンジ様、早く次のページ。
あ、ごめん。疲れたわ。少し休憩させて。
エンジ様、休憩だって。遊ぼう遊ぼう。エンジ様、遊ぼう。
When they noticed that I had interrupted my studying, the most energetic younger sisters gathered around me. And that wasn't all. Even Marione-chan and Sakutaro showed themselves. They'd probably been very close by, but they must have hid themselves so they wouldn't interrupt my studying.
フリュー。エンジェ、お勉強どう？お勉強どう？やー！サク太郎！元気？ちょっと！私にもモフモフさせて！早い者勝ちだっていい。あー！かわいいかわいい！うぎゅー！潰れちゃうよ。
七姉妹が揃ってる時に現れたのが運の尽きだ。おとなしくモフモフされてもらおう。
もういっつもこんなにしてしまって愚昧な姉と妹どもが申し訳ありません。
サク太郎もみんなに会えて喜んでるよ。どうエンジェ、お勉強の調子は？
ありがとう。まあそこそこには。ご丁寧にも他のクラスで先にあった小テストのプリントが回してもらえたの。麗しい連帯感に涙が出るわ。とりあえず年表を頭に入れるだけでもまあ多少は。
ウリュウ、エンジェお勉強偉い。いっぱい点数取れるよ、ウリュウ。お疲れ様。マリア、お勉強は全然ダメだったから、ちゃんと勉強すれば点数が取れるエンジェが羨ましいよ。
ご冗談を。英語、ラテン語、オカルトの知識、そんなのを丸暗記できてるお姉ちゃんの方がよっぽどすごいわ。
マリアは魔法のお勉強は何でも覚えられるけど、つまんないお勉強は何も覚えられない。だからテストでも何も役に立たない。
確かにオカルトの知識はどうかと思うけど、英語なんかは成績に結びつくんじゃない？
小学校1年生の時、国語のテストで鉄砲のイラストの脇に四角が4マスあって、そこに名前を書きなさいって問題があった。ライフルって書いたら×だった。
どうして？合ってるじゃない。
で、カタカナは小学1年生では習わないからダメだと言われた。マリアはよくわからないから、その日以来テストでは全てひらがなで書くようにしたよ。でもなぜかママには怒られる。先生にも怒られる。
お姉ちゃんは多分生まれる国を間違えたわ。
ならマリア、魔女の国に生まれて魔法学校に入りたかった。そうしたらもっともっと素敵な魔法の友達がいっぱいいたかもね。ウリュウ。でも別に今は何も気にしてないよ。だって魔法はいっぱい使えるし、魔法のお友達もたくさんいる。マリアにはサク太郎がいれば十分だもの。僕だけじゃないよ。 作助も作吉も動物の音楽隊もアザラシの下田くんもウサギの早苗さんも小豚のピゴーくんも他にもいっぱい。
Incredible. The number of One-chan's friends keeps increasing. Every time I ask, the number of names for her friends grows. But there's no doubt that Sakutaro is her best friend. I'm a little jealous of all those close friends.
どう？七姉妹は仲良くやれてる？
本当に賑やかな姉妹たちよ。たまに物騒なことを言い出すけど悪くないわ。本当は作太郎みたいな可愛い子が良かったんだけど、今は彼女たちと一緒でも十分いいかなって思ってる。
もっと私の元素の魔法を学んだならきっとエンジェの好みの友達を生み出せるようにもなるよ。今のエンジェに想像はまだちょっと難しいね。
想像と召喚は違う。そして半分もまた違う。よりしろは持ってるよ、これ。
そうだね。その髪飾りならいつかきっとバトラーを呼び出す鍵になるよ。あとはエンジェの修行次第だね。
それがいつまでかかるのかわからないのが泣けるけれども。
ウリュウ、辛くてもしっかり。エンジェが諦めなければ絶対にいつか叶うよ。
絶対に叶うという保証を誰かがくれたならきっと心も休まるでしょうにね。
ウリュウなら僕が保証する。エンジェはいつかきっと必ず願いを叶えられるよ。
ありがとう。気休めでも嬉しいわ。
気休めじゃないよ、ウリュウ。ダメだよエンジェ。そういう感情は半魔法の毒素になるよ。夢は必ず叶うって気持ちが一番よく芽吹く魔力の種なんだよ。
そうね。ごめんなさい、お師匠様。
エンジェ様は少し強欲さが足りないのよ。欲しいもののためにはどこまでも。手に入れるまで絶対に諦めないという根性が足りない。ウリュウ、そんなことないよ。エンジェは頑張ってるよ。
ありがとう、作太郎、マモ。泣き言なんて何の足しにもならないもんね。私にはただ頑張るしか道はないのよ。努力するわ。歯を食いしばってね。そして必ず夢を叶えるわ。絶対に。
ウリュウ、エンジェ偉いよ。頑張ろう。僕もママも応援する。ええ、応援します。主が強欲であればあるほど私たちの価値も上がるというもの。それよりエンジェ様、せっかく10人も集まったんだし、みんなでしりとりでもして遊ぼうって提案がありまして。負けたら罰ゲーム。私に耳をかじらせて。
もうあんたの頭には食欲以外ないの？愚昧どもの愚かな提案をお許しください。そろそろ勉強に戻られなくても大丈夫ですか？
やだやだやだ、ずっとお勉強終わるの待ってたのに遊んでもらえないなんて。
悪くない提案と思います。たまには遊ぶのも頭の良い柔軟になるかと。
ベルフェが司るのはダイダだっけ？もっともらしいことを言ってるけどうまいことを言ってるわね。
失礼しました。エンジェ様は勤勉でおられる。
エンジェさえ良ければ私もみんなと遊びたいな。 みんなでワイワイ。きっと楽しい。風流、エンジェ遊ぼう遊ぼう。みんなでしりとりをやろ
う。では作太郎のウリュウからスタートで、この場合何からになるの？リュ？ユ？
うりゅうからなんだろうね。やっぱりりゅう？
こんなおかしな語尾の単語が出てくるなんてめったにないし。
じゃあ私が一番。リュウから行くね。時計のネジのリュウズ。
私が一番に言いたかったのに、リュウトの方が素敵。
なんだかさっきから難しいのばっかりね。というか順番どうなってるの？次は誰？
ウリュウ、誰でもいいと思うよ。思いついた人順でいいよ。何それ、面白いね。いっぱい言えた人が勝ち？早口しりとりだね。じゃあ私行くね。ズッキーニ、ニンニク炒め、メカブのパスタ。どれも美味しそう。3つもいっちゃった。
ベルゼ3点獲得っと。接続詞はありなのか？
のがありになったら何でもありになっちゃうわ。最後のはダメよ。1点減点。目からよ。
じゃあマリアね。メレンゲ。ゲ？うりゅ
下水梅、ざっとこんな感じ。
お姉様、なんだか品のない単語ばっか
り。何よ。じゃあ品のいい単語で続けてみなさいよ。とにかく私3点ね。次はつよ、つ。
こんな変なしりとり初めて。面白い。うりゅう、全然わかんないけど面白い。うりゅう。
I've played normal Shiritori before, but I've never experienced a Shiritori this weird. There's only the lively seven sisters, Mario Nechan, Sakutaro, and me. I'm now surrounded by friends that are so much fun to be with. The courage to accept a world of magic, a world of witches. That alone didn't change the fact that I was still locked up in an academy, without a single friend in my class. But despite that, I'm able to have such a fun and lively time. I'll also become a witch like Mario Nechan, and someday I'll add my family to this fun circle. Dad, Mom, and Oni-chan, and if possible, George Oni-chan and Jessica Oni-chan, and the other relatives. I'll call everyone here without a single person missing, and we'll all gather together.
それが私の夢。そうよ。私はそれを叶えるまで絶対にくじけない。
園児様はきっと大魔女になられます。あなたがそうだと信じるだけで、我ら煉獄の7姉妹はその日まで常におそばにお仕えするでしょう。
いてくれる？いつまでも私の力になってくれる？
当然。だって私、園児様の友達じゃないですか。
ええ、そうね。常に全員揃ってみんなで遊びましょう。今もこれからもずっとずっと。
園児様が夢を叶えられる日まで。
The lively 10-person game of Shiritori, alongside a street cut off from time, under the constantly bright rays of the sun, could have continued forever.
Maji, ほんと。どういうわけ、後宮さん。
In the end, I wasn't able to get a very good grade on my test. I tried memorizing things in my own way, but if you could manage anything by cramming the night before a test, and no one would ever worry about tests.
あらかじめ問題が分かってたら、普通楽勝じゃない？楽勝。
さすがの私たちも空欄に答えまでは書き込みませんでしたわ。その程度はお勉強してくれると信じてましたから。
なにこれ、ちょっとマジこれ信じらんない。ほとんどダメじゃない。あんた本当にちゃんと予習したわけ？
一応。
一応ってレベルじゃありませんことよ、後宮さん。ここまでひどいと私めまいすらしそうですわよ。おお神よ、こんな簡単なテストすら無残な成績を残し、クラス全体の平均点をガタ落ちさせる彼女をどうかお許しください。
The same test had been given in another class first. That test paper had been obtained, so the average score for our class had been unusually high. Enough to obscure my slight improvement. However, there were some things I had no excuse for. If I'd spent that entire day studying like mad, I might have been able to get a slightly higher score. But I hadn't gone that far. After that, on that day, I spent the whole time having fun playing Shiritori with the 7 sisters Sakutaro and One-chan. As expected, the winner had been Mario One-chan. She was a strong player thanks to her wide knowledge of trivia. Sakutaro had gotten the punishment game. He spent the whole time cheering for everyone else's answers. He completely forgetting to think of any himself. Because of that, he'd been squished by the 7 sisters and had his ears thoroughly nibbled, hadn't he?
ねえ、聞いてる、後宮さん。
They were surrounding me, twittering like small birds. They were annoying, smelly. On the outside of that circle was Mammon, an exasperated expression on her face.
相変わらずおかしな学校ね。自分の成績が良かったなら万々歳じゃないの？
連帯責任とやらのせいでしょ。彼女らにとって自分の成績がどうこうじゃなくて、クラスの平均点が低くて恥ずかしい方が問題なのよ。あるいはその結果、罰則として与えられる。
それってつまり成績を良くしたいから勉強してるとかじゃなくて、連帯責任や奉仕活動が嫌だから勉強してるって意味？
妬ましくて恥ずかしいのよ。誰かより劣りたくない。恥ずかしめられたくない。そんな気持ちだけが彼女らを勉強に駆り立ててる。勉強がしたければ勝手にすればいいのに、騒がしい奴ら。
つまるところ、連帯責任も奉仕活動もなければ、彼女らは勉強などする気もないわけだ。勉強の意味も知らず勉強することの、なんと愚かしいことか。
しかし、本当にこいつらはうるさくてバカバカしい。エンジェ様の貴重な昼の一時を邪魔するなと言うのに。
こいつら嫌い。早くどっか行っちゃえ。お腹すいた。早く消えちゃえ。
ごめんね、みんな。人間ってのはどうしてここまで浅ましいのかしらね。
自分で努力するより園児様に努力させる方が楽で強欲に平均点を稼げるってことでしょ。 人間なんてみんな強欲。そしてより楽なようにそれを強いる。こいつらとはやがて煉獄の山で再会するわ。第五感を抜けるときはせいぜい己が足元に注意することね。
Mammon controls the fifth terrace of the mountains that reaches to heaven, Mount Purgatory. Since she's saying this, you can probably be sure that after those girls die, their journey to heaven won't be an easy one. No, on the contrary, let them just fall into hell. The class committee went to the student council and applied to use a classroom during lunch and after school. The purpose of use was for a class study group, a wonderful little gathering so that they could all surround me and make me study. I'm so grateful I could cry. Which meant that every day, all of my lunch and 3 hours of my afternoon would be stolen. The Academy and its student council, with its theme of student self-government, instantly approved of this pleasant activity that the students were taking up of their own initiative. In other words, I was no longer able to escape after school by leaving the classroom. After school, the first class study group meeting started right away. Well, they open a textbook, then kindly and carefully explain so that even I could understand it. Of course, it didn't turn out like such a naive illusion. After school in the classroom, dozens of my classmates crowded around my desk, first, before we started studying. Why were my grades so bad? What was the reason? It was decided that we couldn't start until I could clearly answer those questions, become aware of the problem, and show regret for my actions. Of course, there's no way for me to respond when asked a question like that. They've loathed me all this time, and they've rejected me and kept me at a distance, preventing me from joining in on their community. So I've avoided their community myself. There shouldn't have been any conflict for either of us that way. So even in this group that was enthusiastic about raising the class average, they obviously kept me at a distance. Even if I tried to join in, they would probably ignore me like they always did in the past.
言ってくれれば私たちいくらでも教えてあげたよ。ねえ。ねえ。
They were getting themselves all worked up. I've already had enough of the hypocrisy of their tacked-on excuses.
後宮さんの悪いところはね、協調性がないところなのよ。自分さえ良ければいいって思ってる、その考えがいけないのよ。
セールチーヤの学び屋に集う者は協調の心を持つように。ちゃんと生徒手帳にも明記されてましてよ。協調性があればクラス全体に貢献するために一緒にお勉強しようという意思も生まれると思うの。そここそが後宮さんにお勉強以前に欠けている部分だと思うんだけど、どう思うかしら。
ねえ、さっきから私たちの話を聞いてる？あなたのために私たちはわざわざ放課後に残ってこうしてお話ししているのよ。
I'm so grateful I could cry. Of course, they didn't like that. This way, it almost makes it look like we're bullying you, they reprimanded me. Fortunately, I'm normally all cried out anyway. If I'm told not to cry, I can hold it back. First, I was made to write a letter of remorse and read it out loud. Of course, this was to be done by today. The class committee politely applied to the student council and the staff room for an extension on the use of this classroom. It seems it was accepted right away. Which means that starting now, I'll be forced into self-criticism for at least a full 5 hours here. Ushidamiya Ange got a low score on her test and caused trouble for her classmates.
違うでしょ。成績が低くて迷惑をかけたってのは根本じゃないでしょ。
協調性でしょ、協調性。
もうなんで後宮さんの反省文の書き方まで私たちが指導しなくちゃならないのよ。
Their abusive jeers flew about, one after another. I followed their directions and erased it. Ushidamiya Ange didn't have a cooperative attitude and caused trouble for her classmates.
ねえちょっと私たちが言ったのをそのまま書いても意味ないのよ。あんた反省って意味分かってんの？
自分の言葉で書かなくちゃ意味がないじゃない。自分
後宮さんってちょっと不思議な子だなって思ってたけど。
Even following their directions didn't change the jeers much, and now it felt like they were mocking me even more. So for several more hours, without rest, without even being allowed to go to the bathroom, much less dinner, I was continuously abused. I was coerced into writing a paragraph that humiliated myself. At about 9 that night, I was told to stand up and read it aloud. The contents were smeared black with tears and eraser marks. It certainly was my handwriting, but it was like a list of soulless letters whose contents I couldn't even remember. Everything had been copied down according to their orders, so while I had been the one to write the letters, they weren't my words. I had been coerced into writing them down, and even coerced into reading them aloud. Even after all this time, I was surprised to learn that, beyond just ignoring people and hiding their things, there are other ways to bully people.
ほら早く読み上げなさいよ。後宮さんのためにこれだけの人間がこんなに遅くまで付き合ってるのよ。少しは感謝したら？そこで感謝の気持ちが湧かないという時点でもう協調性がかけらほどもないのよね。大丈夫よ後宮さん。これからは私たちがいつも一緒にいてあげるから。一緒にお勉強して生まれ変わりましょうね。
As I stood by my seat, surrounded by them, I dropped my gaze toward the blackened page. And then I spoke those humiliating words. But right away, jeers flew at me saying they couldn't hear and to speak up. I can't read it. I had no idea that being forced to read a paragraph humiliating me would be so painful. My throat shook. My fingertips shook. A paragraph of humiliation written in my own handwriting made my eyes burn with a hot liquid. So my world blurred and twisted. I saw the girls surrounding me twist and bend. I saw them twist and bend into the impression I had of them. In other words, that was my true field of vision. Beyond that twisted crowd of people, I could see my friends. Compassion could be seen in all of their eyes.
エンジェ、しっかり。ウリは。
Mario, Nechan, and Sakutaro were looking at me with sad eyes. Probably because they realized that even cheap words of compassion could hurt me. They kept alternating between trying to say something and hanging their heads.
なんなのよ、こいつら。最低のやつら。腹渡が煮えくり返るわよ。園児様を寄ってたかってなぶり者にして何が楽しいわけ？
妬ましくても吐き出せないエンサ。誰でもいいのよ。吐き出せればね。最低のやつら。エンジェ様、ここはご自身の名誉のために怒り狂うことが許される場面です。怒りは正当な感情で正当な反応。ここで怒らなかったらどこで怒るんですか？
やめなさいよ。安っぽくエンジェ様を怒らせないで。それができたらもうやってるわよ、エンジェ様は。
怒って状況が改善できるならそうすべきだ。だが客観的に判断してそれはますますに状況を悪化させるだけだろう。屈辱的だが今は耐えるのが賢明だ。
さすがベルフェネーは怠惰やってます。
こいつらが許せない。
みんな騒がないで。エンジェの負担になっちゃうよ。
負担？何言ってんのよ。ここは騒ぐところでしょ。私たち家具は主が侮辱されているのを見て冷静でいられるほど残酷じゃない。エンジ様、そんな侮辱の文章を読む義務はありません。怒りの声を上げられないならせめてその屈辱の文面を床に叩きつけて。口汚く罵らなくていい。のけぞらせるほどの大声を上げなくていい。ただ渾身の力でそのノートを床に叩きつけて、それだけのことでエンジ様は強い意志を示すことができる。勝手なことを言わないで。言ってるでしょ。それができるもんならエンジ様だってとっくにやってる。
一時の感情の爆発は何も解決しない。むしろエンジェ様に対する風当たりを悪くするだけだとなぜわからん。
エンジ様は悪くないのに、なんでこんな目に遭うの？夕飯も食べさせてもらえないで放課後からずっとこんななんて嫌。
今夜だけじゃないわ。今日も明日も明後日もいい加減にしてこんな屈辱耐えられない。
ねえ、私たちの話本当に聞こえてる？
Someone tugged at my hair. I was torn back into my tragic reality. I was no longer even permitted to listen to the Seven Sisters speaking on my behalf in my heart. My hair was lifted upwards, and one of my hair ornaments came off, and I could hear the sound of it rolling on the ground. No one picked it up. To the contrary, they casually avoided it as though something filthy was rolling toward them. I tried to follow it with my eyes, but my hair was tugged upwards again.
なんで私たちがこんなに真剣に話してるのにいつも聞いてないわけ？
右の耳から左の耳ってやつ？それとも馬の耳に念仏かしら？あんたいい加減にしてよね。
私たち全員に迷惑かけてるって自覚本気であるの？私たちに言われてるからいやいや書いたとか言い出すんじゃないでしょうね。
あんたが本当に自分の意思で反省できるまでマジで終わんないからね。今日だけじゃないよ。明日も明後日もマジで続くからね。あんまり舐めてんじゃないわよ。
つーかさ、なんでまだ生きてんの？生きてられる？普通。私なら死んじゃうね。
生きてられないよね。だってさ、生きてるだけで迷惑かけてるだけでしょ？私だったら絶対に生きてられない。
うんうん、私だったら死ぬね。その方が世の中のためになるならすぐにでも死んじゃうよ。ねえ。
I mean, up until this point, I kind of, like, had I don't want to say, like, I had, like, an ounce of empathy for everyone else, because, I mean, Ange did have a difficult personality, and she was causing a lot of trouble for everyone, but at this point, now it's just, like, I don't know. Now it's too much.
じゃあ死んでよ。
エンジ様、
こいつら全員今すぐ殺してよ。あんたたち。ルシファー、聞こえた？あんたたち煉獄の七姉妹は人間なんかあっという間に皆殺しにできるすごい家具なんでしょ？あんたらいつも私にそう自慢していたわ。ならやって。今すぐこいつらを皆殺しにして、今すぐこの場で。
それは。
For some reason, Lucifer hesitated.
なんで？どうしてよ。目にも止まらぬ速度で飛び回って魔女の敵の心臓を即座に貫く必殺の家具でしょ。そしてそれを主である私が命じてる。今すぐ実行しなさい。殺して、こいつらをみんな殺せ。エンジェ様、どうか落ち着いて。
If they had immediately followed my brutal order, making heaps of corpses with me at the center, I was ready to reflect on my own reckless actions of stealing human lives so readily. Ready to regret and repent, just as they had wanted me to. I was prepared to do that. And yet, Lucifer just let an unsure expression rise to her face, and didn't move to carry out my order. Probably because she can't, because everyone has too much magic resistance. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it, vaguely. No, that's not right. I've known from the beginning. I've known that magic was all empty this whole time, haven't I? I glared into the worthless Lucifer's eyes, and pain seemed to accompany that gaze. As though she was being assaulted with a violent headache, Lucifer grasped her head with both arms. But it looked like she couldn't tear her eyes off of my gaze. Maybe this is what they would have a grudge over, in what Maria was talking about earlier. So, she was assaulted with a pain that grew more and more violent. Hopelessness and disappointment, resignation and a dream's end. A cracking sound, like you'd hear from a frozen lake surface during a fierce winter, rang out just once. At the same time, Lucifer's form, which was being tormented by a violent pain, stiffened in place and grew cloudy. It was almost as though a beautifully polished glass window had been heartlessly smashed and turned white from the countless fissures. And that was an accurate analogy. At some point, Lucifer's form had turned into a glass ornament of the same shape. Countless fissures ran through it from the inside, and as the head and arms collapsed, it crumbled to the floor. I'm not looking for excuses or backtalk or an answer. I want nothing more than a swift confirmation of my order to eradicate the girls who are humiliating me. If you're going to say anything else, there's no need for me to listen until the end. After Leviathan also turned white due to the countless cracks throughout her whole body, she fell over backwards, splitting into separate parts along her neck, hips, and arms. If she'd been smashed to bits and lost her original form, it probably wouldn't have seemed so brutal. So seeing the two of them halfway left over made the remaining younger sisters shake even harder. I mean, she's got a point. What's the point of like any kind of magic that can't be done like in front of, or I don't know, it's like magic isn't that useful when nobody believes in it. As As she clutched her head with both arms, Satan also turned white and fell down face first. Apparently the neck is the most slender part after all. Her head slid off and rolled over to Belphegor's feet.
人間が多いからダメなの？じゃあ私が後でこいつらを一人ずつ物陰に呼び出せたなら、あんたたちはきっちり全員を血祭りにできるというの？
現在のエンジェ様の魔力では私たちと会話する程度はたやすいでしょう。しかしこの場にいる全ての人間の前で権限するにはまだまだ魔力の錬成が足りません。お怒りは深く理解できますが、たとえ我らを攻撃に使えたとしてもこの場の全員を殺害することはかえって状況を悪くするだけです。屈辱的とは思いますが、どうかこの場は怒りを収められて。
あとの3人も同じ答えなの？ハンマー砲力が高いからできないっていう？私に魔力が足りないからできないっていう？なら全員を殺せとは言わないよ。たった一人でいいから殺してみなさいよ。今すぐこの場で。
As Asmodeus and Beelzebub held each other, they crouched down, cringing in fear under my glare. If they'd been able to obey my order, they probably would have carried it out immediately. And yet here they were, crouching down. Empty, sad, and pathetic. That's right, I've known. These girls can't even touch reality with one of their fingers.
What? あんたたち生きてる価値がないのになんで生きてるわけ？死ねばいいじゃん。死になさいよ。というかむしろ死ね。使い道のない家具を置いとくバカがいると思う？やめてください、エンジ様。なにママ、あなただけは私の命令を遂行してくれるの？そうよね、私の一番のお友達だもんね。あなただけはやってくれるわよね。こいつらを。
今のエンジ様には私たちを刺激しても人殺しはできません。主にできることを手伝うのが家具の役目。主にすらできないことを私たちにはすることができない。
I mean, I guess that makes sense, because there has to be both a magical explanation and a logical explanation. So, if everyone here dies, it has to be because Ange killed them. So, if Ange can't kill them, then neither can the magic kill them.
エンジ様はこいつらが憎いですか？憎いですよね。殺したくなる気持ちよくわかります。ええ、どうぞ。ならば殺しましょうよ、エンジ様。エンジ様自らがその手を血に染めるならば、我ら煉獄の七姉妹どこまでもお供しましょうとも。どこまでも。
私にないからあんたたちに頼んでるんでしょ。私にできないことをできるからあんたたちは家具なんでしょ。
ええ、家具です。使われてこそ家具です。どうぞ我らを使って殺してください。殺すのはあなたです、エンジ様。エンジ様が殺したいというならどうぞご自由に。ためらうことはありません。どうぞ今すぐにそれを実行。そこまでの覚悟が伴って初めて、自らの手を汚す覚悟があって初めて。でもエンジ様はそれに至っていないんです。
語るな家具が、妄想が。 もう分かってるわよ。皆まで言わせないでよ。あんたたちには何もできない。あんたたちは所詮私の妄想、幻想。私には初めから友達なんて一人もいないわ。孤独な私が心の中に生み出したお友達ごっこの幻影でしょ。知ってたのよ、最初っから。
へえ、そうですよ。はい、そうです。私たちは友達のただ一人もいやしない寂しい寂しい園児様の心を慰めるためだけに生み出されたお友達ごっこの脳内妄想ですが、何か見たければ現実を見るといい。私たちなんか見ないで、あそこで囲まれて罵声を浴びせられているあなたに戻るといい。ほらほら戻りなさいよ、おかわりなさいな現実に。都合のいい時だけ私たちを呼び出してお友達ごっこで、自分の手を汚す覚悟もないくせにそれをけしかけ、ダメと分かったら否定して消し去る。ええ、どうぞお楽しみくださいよ。演者様が期待されるような苦悶の声と悲鳴を上げて退場しますとも。演者様がたった今浴びせられている罵声を私たちにも同じように浴びせかけて胸の内をスーッとさせるがいいです。それもまた家具の役目。ムカついて床に叩きつけられることもまた椅子の大事なお役目ですから。その程度のことで主の不機嫌を一時でも受け止められたなら、家具としてこれほどの栄誉はありません。殺しなさいよ、否定しなさいよ、あなたの最初で最後の友達を。
At the end, Mammon had a mocking expression on her face, but for some reason it looked splashed with tears. Mammon, Beelzebub, and Asmodeus were smashed and fell to the floor.
ウリュウ。今の演者は少し冷静じゃないだけだから近寄っちゃダメだよ。みんなは、七姉妹のみんなは生きてるの？死んじゃったの？大丈夫だよ。とても無残な姿だけど、あれは人間界を強制退去させられて残されたよりしろの残滓、抜け殻だよ。だから大丈夫。とても傷ついただろうけど無事だよ。みんな生きてるよ。きっといつかまた会えるよ。ウリュ、よかった。よかった。エンジェはマリアージュ・ソルシエールの条約に違反した。同盟の魔女はお互いを敬い認め合わなくちゃならないのに、こんなみんなエンジェの大切なお友達だったのに。
そんな魔女の同盟なんて関係ない。魔法の私が殺したわ。消し去った。私が七姉妹を砕け散らせた。
ウリュ、そんなのひどいよ。ひ
どい。もう魔女ごっこはいい加減にして。お願いだから。マリアお姉ちゃんもサクタロも自ら消えてほしい。私が殺して消したなんて妄想の中ですら。
僕たちは妄想なんかじゃないよ。エンジェのお友達だよ。ウリュ。
Sakutaro said that as he hid behind Mario Nechan, sobbing. Sakutaro doesn't exist. Sakutaro is also an imaginary creature Onechan created to distract herself from her loneliness.
ウリュ、痛い。痛いよ、マリア。なんで、ウリュ。やめて。私のお友達を否定することだけは許さない。
The same power that had smashed the Seven Sisters was probably eating into Sakutaro as well. But Maria Onechan was apparently protecting him with some other power. So Sakutaro's form didn't break and scatter. Onechan glared at me sharply. It was a serious expression that I'd never seen before.
サクタロは私の家具。エンジェには消せないよ。なのに、否定しようとするのは魔女にとって最大級の侮蔑も同じだよ。
サクタロなんて最初から存在しないわ。ただのライオンのぬいぐるみ。それをお姉ちゃんがあたかも存在するかのように脳内で妄想して人格化したただの幻なのよ。
そんなことないよ。サクタロはマリアのお友達なの。元はぬいぐるみだけど、今はぬいぐるみじゃないの。
いいえ、ぬいぐるみだわ。布と綿でできたぬいぐるみ。自ら喋れも動きもしない。お姉ちゃんはそれを腹話術みたいにして喋ってるだけじゃない。それが魔法？それが魔女？それが友達？そんなの私は認めないわ。
ウリュウ、僕じゃないの。僕は本当は喋るマリアのお友達じゃないの。
As though struck with a high fever, Sakutaro weakened bit by bit. As he clung to Onechan's body, he did all he could to continue standing, but his body began to gradually slip down. As he did, Onechan held him, yelling at me as tears streamed down her face.
やめて！いじめないで！侮辱しないで！否定しないで！マリアお姉ちゃん変なの。サクタロなんかいないよ。布と綿でできてるってママに習ったもん。歩いたり喋ったりなんかできるわけないよ。ウリュウ、サクタロサクタロぬいぐるみじゃないもん。ぬいぐるみじゃないもん。友達だもん。
I wonder if that's Maria talking to the young Ange.
ぬいぐるみ遊びなんかよりみんなでお外で遊ぶ方がいい。ぬいぐるみもう飽きた。返事なんかもう知らない。なんでそんなこと言うの。嫌い嫌い嫌い嫌い大嫌い。
You're not my friend.
魔女の仲間になんか入れてあげない。原初の魔女見習いマリアの名において、魔女見習いエンジェをマリアージュ・ソルシエール魔女同盟より署名とする。
And then, what had been peaceful days to me became a daydream and ended. By now, it's impossible to prove. No one can verify whether that really was magic or whether those really were my friends or else nothing more than a daydream. I, the sole observer, concluded that they were a daydream, so that became the truth. Perhaps in the farther future I'll observe it again. And when that happens, maybe I'll acknowledge that it wasn't a dream, that the Seven Sisters really were my friends, and that, along with Maria Onechan and Sakutaro, they did everything they could for me in my isolation. Something so vague is neither the truth nor an illusion. Maybe the reality here and now is the only world with the real me. Where is the real me? The person standing amidst the girl's exposed wreckage that resembles broken glass sculptures. That girl who's breathing harshly, her shoulders heaving, isn't me. I'm over there. The me that's surrounded by a crowd and being showered by jeers and who's hanging her head, her eyes red, isn't the me over there. The real me? I won't dream anymore, because there's nowhere left to run. I'm going back. I'll return myself to the cage made of flesh.
ねえ、話聞こ。いつまでもうつむいていても何の解決にもなりませんわよ。聞こえてるわ。
ああ、やっと返事した。このまま黙ってれば終わるとか、泣けば許してもらえるとか、そういうこと考えてるんじゃないの？あんた、自覚あるかって聞いてるのよ。自分が周りに迷惑かけてるって自覚があるのかって聞いてんのよ。
I slowly nodded. I acknowledged it. I acknowledged that I had slipped into the world of my daydream, trying to remain separate from the others in my class. To separate myself from and disgrace those sisters who spoke to me with reliable and kind words, despite being totally unable to help when I really wanted them to. I acknowledged that.
私、後ろ宮エンジェは協調性がなくてクラスメートに迷惑をかけました。それは勉強ができないためクラスメート全体に対し過度の劣等感を持っていたからに他なりません。私は生きてても仕方ありません。
Jesus. Starting there, I was no longer reading the paragraph they'd made me write. It was me, improvising. Oh, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if that was what they made her write at this point. And it was what was in my heart. They noticed that it wasn't what they'd anticipated, but while they did frown, no one spoke. So I continued.
そうです。私は生きてても仕方がなかった。1986年のあの日に私なのに私だけが連れて行ってもらえなかった。どうして私はここにいるのでしょう。ここは私のいる世界じゃない。誰も助けてくれません。一時私の中に生まれた架空の友人たちだけが。でも友人たちは所詮は妄想で、だってここは妄想の世界じゃなくて、だからつまり私は今日までずっと現実のクラスメートを嫌い、妄想の友人たちとの交流の中だけに生きた。その友人たちとはさっき決別しました。だから私がここにいます。家族もいません。友人も捨てました。もう私には何も残っていません。どうして死なないの？さっきそう聞いた人がいました。その通りだと思います。どうして私は1986年に私は死んでいるはずだったんです。きっと死んだんです。なのに私の殺された魂は未だにこの肉の檻に閉じ込められている。だから誰かに求めよう。それに誰も答えてくれないなら自分で死よう。誰か私を死なせてください。
I spoke that sentence and looked around. Dumbfounded girls. Shocked girls. Girls whose faces seemed to be saying, "What the heck is this kid talking about?" And, a bit late, more and more girls with faces that said, "Is this girl alright?" Whisper, chatter, and then giggle. When I ordered the friends in my daydream to kill, they couldn't do it, and so I asked real humans to kill me, but of course, these girls can't do it either. In other words, both daydreams and reality are the same. Doesn't this mean that, including this world, absolutely everything is a daydream? Then, there's no problem, right? After all, on the day when I lost my family, I was already dead. Everything that happened afterwards is going on in my head, my life flashing before my eyes after I failed to die. Once I understood that, it felt like the scenery surrounding me began to twist and bend slightly. Yeah, I'll finally wake up. I'll be released from this daydream world. I feel my consciousness sliding away. That's alright. Fade farther and farther away and take me to my family. Then, no matter what happens in this twisted, stale world, I won't mind it at all. I saw the crowd get pushed aside as a teacher stepped in. Perhaps a teacher doing the rounds happened to notice a strange disturbance. The teacher was vigorously shouting something, moving to protect me. Watching that, I knew that an ally had appeared for me, even if there was only one. And I felt my awareness return very slightly. The only ones who can save me in the world of reality are real humans. Never again. Never again will I seek rescue from daydreams. This is the world of humans. Nothing can save a human except other humans.
そうだね。エンジがそう思ったなら、それがエンジの世界。
エンジはこれで幸せになれる？
エンジがそれでしか幸せになれないと信じたなら、もうそれしかない。カゴの中にいる青い鳥をどこまでも探しに行かざるを得ない。
ウリュウ、マリアとエンジェはもう絶好なの？
絶好なんかじゃないよ。エンジェがそれを求めたからそうしただけ。私たち魔女は時に迫害を受けるけれども、でも常にみんなの身近にある。そしてきっとその助けを求められる。
エンジェもまた僕たちと遊んでくれる日が来る？
来ないでそのまま忘れてしまうこともあるかもしれない。人の世ではそれを成長や決別と呼ぶから。でも
If Ange just remembers, we'll always be by her side. And until then, we'll be waiting.
Uliu, ウリュウ、マリア、返事して。ウリュウ、やっぱり僕ぬいぐるみなの？布と綿でできてるから喋れるわけないの？だから。
Sakutaro looked up at Maria sadly. Maria's face was covered with tears, and it looked as though it had even lost all traces of sadness. I think with that conversation between Maria and Ange, the young Ange, I think we can rule out Kirie as being Beatrice, I think. Because I feel like if Kirie were Beatrice, she would be trying to convince her daughter that magic is real. But instead, she's saying no. She learned from her mother that stuffed animals can't talk, they're just made of cotton. So I feel like that alleviates a lot of suspicion from Kirie, in particular. So it's not that I really suspected her before, but I think now we can concretely say, at least for me, for the time being, that I don't suspect Kirie at all.
聞こえてるよ、サクタロウ。
At least not of being Beatrice.
作太郎は布と綿でできたぬいぐるみなんかじゃないよ。
And by being Beatrice, I mean being the person who wrote the notes in Maria's notebook.
マリアのお友達だよ。返事なんか嫌い。ウリュ、マリアごめんね。マリアごめんね。ウリュ。
Sakutaro regretted doing that. By freezing her heart, Maria had finally been able to escape from her sadness. By speaking up and calling her back, he'd caused her to be overwhelmed with sadness again. Sakutaro tried hugging Maria, letting go of her, and gazing at her uneasily, lost as to how he could bring Maria's spirits up. He might have looked a little humorous doing that. In the end, that was enough to distract Maria from her sadness.
ごめんね。エンジェとは喧嘩しちゃったけど、マリアにはまだたくさん友達がいるよ。僕だけじゃない。みんなもいるよ。サクスケも、サク吉も、動物の音楽隊も、他にも。
Maria looked at the many stuffed animals around her pillow, which were gathered together as though they were having an idle chat.
みんな、マリアのこと心配してるよ。どうしたらマリアが元気になってくれるかなって、ずっと相談しているよ。みんなは、エンジェみたいにいなくならない？ならないよ。僕たちはいつだって一緒だよ。
Although one thing that was kind of concerning is that it seemed like the conversation they were having based on the background CG was at the hidden mansion in Kuadorian, which was very weird. I hope that is incorrect and that they just happened to be having a conversation like just at some random place, but it seemed a lot like the exact same place that Kinzo was having a conversation with Beatrice in that one flashback.
本当に作太郎たちは家でしか一緒じゃないよ。ママと一緒にお出かけできないし、学校にも一緒に行けないよ。僕たちは学校に行っちゃいけないから、先生に見つかったら怒られちゃうもん。でも見つからないならいつだって一緒にいていいんだよ。作太郎大きいから見つかっちゃうね。だったら小さくて持ち歩ける子と一緒に行けばいいよ。例えばほら、森の音楽隊の仲間たちなら、ほら小さいからマリアのポケットに隠れて一緒に学校に行けるよ。音楽隊いっぱいいるよ。ポケットに入りきらないよ。
She collected all of the forest band pieces that were scattered across her bed. There were probably about as many of them as pieces in a chess set, so it'd probably be impossible to fit them all in her pocket.
なら特に仲良しのお友達だけを連れて行くといいよ。森の音楽隊の中で一番マリアと仲良しのウサギの4人組を連れてくといいよ。4つならポケットに入る。うん、これなら見つからないね。だからマリアはこれで学校でも一人ぼっちじゃないよ。僕が一緒に行けないところでもこの子たちなら一緒にいてくれるよ。なら寂しくないかも。お家に帰ってくるまで我慢できるかも。ママと先生にさえ見つからなければ僕たちはいつだって一緒にいられるんだよ。そしていつまでも一緒にいよう。遊んでいよう。僕たちはマリアを絶対に一人ぼっちになんかさせないから。うりゅ
Maria's expression finally regained a little of its brightness. That's right. In the beginning, Maria's world didn't have Ange in it. Even without Ange, it was fun with everyone. And yet, strangely enough, it suddenly became sad without Ange, who had come in at the end. All that's happened is that I've returned to the world right before Ange entered it. So there's nothing to be sad about.
寂しくないよ。サクタロもみんなも一緒だもん。ウリュウ、マリア大好き。もう人間なんかにマリアの世界には誰も立ち入らせないよ。マリアージュ・ソルシエールはマリアとベアトリーチェだけの二人きりの同盟。もともとベアともエンジェを加えるのには反対してたし、これでいいんだもんね。エンジェはまだ幼すぎたんだよ。エンジェのことはまた仲良しになれるまで当分を忘れていていいと思うよ。マリアがまた元気を取り戻せたら一緒に遊べばいいよ。
So it sounds like whoever Beatrice is, they didn't want to invite Ange because they were probably worried about their identity being revealed, the more people who knew it.
それまで僕たちみんながずっとそばにいるからね。
They may have also been worried about Kyrie, who was particularly sharp, so they probably were worried that if Ange said anything to Kyrie, that they might figure out who they were.
ありがとう、サクタロ。みんな。
Then Maria once again regained her former world. She regained the world that wasn't lonely, where she was surrounded by many friends. Just like usual, she didn't have any human friends at school, but her magic friends were always with her. The rabbit band she hid in her pocket talked with her during class, sounding like they were having fun. Just listening to that greatly embellished the time she spent in class. Maria made it so that as long as Mama and the teacher didn't find out, her other friends could always be with her. When Mama told Maria to go play outside, Maria would secretly pack Sakutaro and Sakusuke and the rest into her bag and play together at the library or somewhere. Even when Mama was late coming home and Maria went shopping for dinner, she always went with Sakutaro. The man at the convenience store and the other people were nice to Sakutaro. He sometimes gave a second portion free for Maria and Sakutaro. When Mama found out, Maria would get in trouble for bringing Sakutaro and the rest outside. When the teacher found out, Maria would get in trouble for bringing toys to school. The toxin must be strong in Mama and the teacher. That's why Sakutaro looks like a normal stuffed animal to them. After all, the convenience store man and the others say hello to Sakutaro. Not all humans are hopeless. There are tons of people who, unlike Ange and Mama and teacher, can say hello to magic friends like I can.
Maria-chan kai? いらっしゃい。今夜もママは帰りが遅いのかい？
でもサクタロたちも一緒だから寂しくないの。ねえサクタロ。ウリュウ、今日はね、僕だけじゃないんだよ。他のお友達も一緒なんだよ。
おや、他のお友達かい？今日はどんなお友達が一緒なんだい？
今日はね、森の音楽隊のウサギさんたちも一緒。ほら、ポケットに入ってるの。
Maria began to line up 4 ceramic rabbit dolls on the register. As the owner of the shop looked at it, smiling, he sent a signal to a part-timer with his chin. Then the sign on the other register that said closed was taken down and a voice called out for everyone to move over there. All of the people in line behind Maria lined up behind that one.
そうかそうか。マリアちゃんにはお友達がいっぱいだね。 ママも早く帰ってきてくれればいいのに。
最近はよく忙しくなるの。マリアと電話でお話しする時間も全然取れない。でも寂しくないよ。マリアにはサクタラたちがいるもんね。ウリュウ、ウサギの音楽隊のみんなも一緒だもん。ほら、キューキュー。
ウサギの鳴き声ってキューキューだったっけ。はて、そういや聞いたことないな。
After smiling at Sakutaro, who was poking his head out of her knapsack, she played around with the rabbit band on the register, making them frolic around. Although the shop manager gazed at this pleasantly, he had a slightly pitying look on his face. This was apparently a single-mother household, where the mother had to work hard and couldn't come home very often. On top of that, it looked like the girl didn't even have any friends. As he watched her play around happily with her dolls and claimed that she wasn't lonely despite everything, he couldn't help but feel a kind of compassion. And actually, this wasn't limited to him alone. Maria had become quite famous in this shopping district.
マリアちゃん、たまにはおでんも食べなさい。卵とか練り物とか食べないと大きくなれないよ。
クリームパンじゃダメ？ウリュウ、いろいろ食べないと大きくなれないよ。今日はおでんにしよう。じゃあおでんにする。
そうしなさい。おじさんが多めに入れておくよ。からしいる？
ウリュウ、辛いのは苦手。
そうかそうか。じゃあこぼさないように持って帰りな。温かいうちが美味しいよ。
ありがとう。
She had planned on getting some sweet pastries for dinner, but since Odin had been recommended to her, she would be having that tonight instead. Letting someone else determine the menu makes for an unexpected and interesting meal. Very often, Maria had to decide what her dinner would be on her own, so it was easy for the menus to get a little one-sided. So it felt fun to have a meal she hadn't anticipated.
ウリュウ、おじさん、おまけしてくれてありがとう。
お家にいる他のお友達にもよろしくね。途中でつまみ食いしちゃダメだよ。まっすぐお家へ帰ってから食べるんだよ。
Maria raised the bag with the Odin container high.
Maria? ポケットに鍵がない。
Standing in front of the door to her house, Maria searched all over her body. The key to the house wasn't there. She always methodically put it in the same pocket, so there was no way she had put it in another pocket, but she searched her whole body just in case. Unsurprisingly, it wasn't there.
お財布を出した時に落とした？お財布を出してしまう時にはちゃんと手応えがあったもん。
Uh-oh.
途中でポケットを探った時にもちゃんと手応えがあった。途中まではあったの。落としてなんかいない。
Even though the late autumn wind had been bearable when Maria had been thinking of returning home where the heater was, now that she was confused and had lost her key, that wind tormented her. But no matter how hard she searched, she couldn't find her key. She turned out all her pockets and even tried taking off her jacket and hitting it, but to no avail. Of course, she also turned to the knapsack Sekutaro was in upside down, but the key didn't come out. Something that should have been there wasn't where it was supposed to be. eerily similar to the rose that she was supposed to take care of. Why isn't the key there when I didn't do anything wrong? Why isn't it? Why? Why? Maria was cold and frustrated and angry, and she stamped on the ground. The bottom of her foot throbbed, but that didn't lessen her frustration. At the same time, her tears poured out. I wonder if she's going to be stomping on Sakutaro here. It wasn't her fault, so it was someone else's fault. But Maria didn't know who that someone was and could do nothing but continue to let out a moan of anger.
ウリュウ、きっと途中で落としたんだよ。探そう。来た道を戻って探そう。
せっかくおでん買ったのに、卵とかおまけしてもらったのに、あったかいうちに食べられない。
マリア、悔しいけど探そう。誰も悪くないよ。探そう。
Maria finally lent an ear to Sakutaro's words and began to trot back down the road she had come on. The wind was colder than before, and it felt like it was blowing in through the corners of her jacket in a mean
ウ
way.
リュウ、しっかり足元を見て探そう。そして早くお家に帰って暖房で温まりながらおでんを食べよう。きっと美味しいよ。
As Sakutaro encouraged her, Maria searched for the key. But she made it all the way back to the convenience store where she'd bought the oden. She hadn't found it. Just in case, she asked the man at the convenience store whether they had found a dropped key, but they hadn't found anything. One more time, she returned home, paying close attention to the area around her feet, but unsurprisingly, she didn't find it. She was no longer frustrated enough to stomp her feet, but hot tears dripped down her face. The oden had cooled down completely. Even though she had been told it would be delicious when warm, she hadn't been able to eat it. Even though that man had given her so much free stuff.
泣かないで。ママは今夜帰ってこないんだよ。頑張って探そう。なんで見つからないの？マリア、泣かないで。頑張って探そう。マリア。
Maria was no longer able to hold back her tears. Sobbing, she clutched Sakutaro and held the bag of oden, returning once more down the road she had come by. Perhaps because more and more houses and stores had turned their lights off by now, it was even darker and harder to search than before. And once again, without finding the key, she returned to the convenience store.
マリアちゃん、鍵まだ見つからないのかい？
I guess the only thing she could really do is ask them to call her mother.
鍵ない。
お母さん、今日は泊まりだって。鍵ないとお家入れないの？
入れない。
そりゃ困ったね。交番には行ってみた。届いてるかもしれないよ。
ママがおまわりさんに話しかけられてもお話ししちゃダメって言った。
So that's a huge red flag right there, that anybody would hear.
そりゃまたどうして？
It was probably because Rosa would be liable for making such a young girl like Maria watch over the house by herself, and because she knew that this wasn't something that would be permitted by society. So Maria was indoctrinated into changing the stores she bought things at, so that she didn't catch the eyes of adults, and into saying no more than a greeting to policemen, even if they talked to her. Maria had obediently done as she was told. Instead of considering why she must do that, she was much more concerned with meekly obeying because her mother had told her so. But the manager of the convenience store probably didn't think of it that way. In the first place, seeing such a young girl being forced to watch over the house alone and so frequently would make anyone worry. And then, after making the round trip between her home and the store once more and arriving at the convenience store for a third time, a policeman was
あ
there.
の子です。マリアちゃん、鍵見つかったかい？
見つからない。
お嬢ちゃん、お名前は？
The policeman asked her name, but Maria didn't
お
answer.
母さんにおまわりさんとお話ししちゃいけないって言われてるの？大丈夫だよ。おじさんは怖くないよ。お嬢ちゃんは晩ご飯は食べた？
買ったけど、お家に入れないから食べられない。
お母さんはどうしてるの？今日は帰ってこないの？お仕事？お母さんの会社の連絡先、わかるかな？
Maria hung her head limply. She didn't understand why the policeman was getting mad at her. I don't think he's getting mad, but I guess, like, when you're that young, just any like adult talking in a serious tone seems like they're getting mad at you. No, he probably wasn't getting mad at her, but if this reached her mother's ears, then she would definitely be in trouble. Even if she didn't understand the reason why she would be in trouble, she at least understood that much. But the policeman wouldn't let Maria go, and her head was swimming from hunger. The policeman noticed that, and it was decided that he'd listen to her story as they ate in the police box. Maria was taken to the police box. She had her Odin heated in a microwave oven, and even salty rice cakes and hot tea were brought out for her. She had been told not to talk to policemen, but after being asked about Sakutaro, she responded, starting to feel that this wasn't a bad person. And anyway, she wouldn't be able to return home now, so she didn't know what to do. She told him Mama's work phone number, which she had been told to tell no one. She had been told to tell no one of, and to use only in a very, very serious situation. In the tatami room inside the police box, as she ate the Odin that was so hot, it felt like it would burn her, and she watched the policeman making the phone call, lazily thinking, I'm probably gonna get in trouble.
マリア、ママに怒られるかな？
オリオ。
He must have been listening to the phone ringing for a very long time. With the receiver up to his ear, the policeman looked up at the clock,
営
grumbling.
業時間終えちゃってるから出ないのかな？
Or because she's not at work, but with some guy.
あ、もしもし、もしもし、有限会社アンチローザさんで。こちら、小松川警察署千本桜駅前交番でございます。う大館じゃないや、後宮社長さんはいらっしゃいますか？はい。休暇中？
はい。社長は昨日から3日間休暇になってます。どういったご用件で？
いや。それで、どちらにおられるかわかりますかね？連絡先とか聞いてたりしませんかね？
ちょっとお待ちいただいてよろしいですか？ねえ、誰か社長の旅行先聞いてる？連絡先。
彼氏と札幌カニ食い放題って聞きました。
了解。もしもし？札幌に行ってるそうですけど、連絡先まではちょっとわかりません。ご伝言しますか？
そうですか。参ったな。じゃあ、もし連絡がつきましたら、こちらから電話があったとお伝えできますか？はい。
I mean, this all lines up with what we heard about Rosa before, about how she was trying to lose her status as a single mother and how it wasn't working out for her. But it's also pretty shitty that she keeps lying about this and just telling Maria that she was at work. Especially if she doesn't even have like a way to contact her in an emergency like this. It's kind of awful. After that, I was taken to the police department, which was even bigger, and ended up spending the night there. Then they asked me various things about myself. A lady who called herself the district welfare officer came by and asked about a lot of things, and I was told, "You poor thing." When I heard that, I learned for the first time.
マリアって、かわいそうだったの？ウリュウ、そんなことないよ。マリアは幸せ。ほー。
Then, Rosa came back. Maria was told to go to her room, but on her way back from the bathroom, she hid by the entrance to the living room and listened in on the exchange. The person who had come to visit was the female district welfare officer who had asked Maria various questions on that other day.
そういうマリアは心が純粋すぎて繊細だから、無神経な子がいたら傷つけられてしまうんです。余計なおせっかいはやめてください。
でもね、お母さん、そんなに繊細な子ならなんで一人で家に放置しておくの？お母さんが一緒にいてあげるべきなんじゃないですか？
なるべく一緒にいるようにしています。そんなことあなたに指図される覚えはありません。
そうですか。この辺のご近所ではとても有名ですよ。お宅のお嬢さんが夜頻繁に買い物や食事に来るってみんな気にしてて気を使ってくれてたんですよ。
どうしてうちの子供なんて街中にいくらでもいるじゃないですか。勝手にうちのマリアだと決めつけないでください。夜に出歩く子供だってたまにはいるでしょう。それらが全てうちの子だという証拠でもあるんですか？
ライオンのぬいぐるみを抱いた女の子がよく夕食を食べに来る、買いに来るって商店街でもとても有名だったんですよ。みんなマリアちゃんのことを思って大切にしてくれてました。
ライオンのぬいぐるみなんてどこにでもあります。自宅まで送るなんて余計なお世話です。マリアを誘拐するつもり？マリアに構わないで。マリアは私の子です。私が育ててます。おかしな施設に入れるつもりもまるでありません。余計なおせっかいはやめて。
ウリュウ、ライオンのぬいぐるみって僕のこと？大丈夫だよ。怒られるのはマリアだよ。サクタロは関係ないよ。
Maria hugged Sekutaro, continuing to watch her mother fearfully.
私もマリアと毎日一緒にいられたらと思います。でもシングルマザーですから働かなくちゃならない。
Then here's where the welfare officer comes in with the, but you were on vacation with your boyfriend.
私はこう見えても会社の社長ですから、社員の生活も背負っている。一年中仕事で忙しいんですよ。休む暇だってないんです。
そう？でもこの3日間お休みだったんでしょ？
休みなんかじゃありません。私はずっと会社で泊まりがけで仕事をしていました。他の頼りない社員では片付けられない案件が私には山積みなんです。
どうしてそんな嘘つくの？あなたの会社の人が3日間お休みを取ってますって言ってるのよ。
Now she's gonna ask her name, or ask their name, and then she's gonna fire them probably.
彼氏さんと北海道に行ってきたんでしょ？娘さんを3日間も置いて。
彼氏なんて知りません。北海道なんて知りません。どうしてそんなで、どうし、なんか証拠で。何よあんた、勝手に人の家のことに口を出さないでよ。私はマリアを愛してるのよ。私には私なりの愛し方があるのよ。勝手に口出さないでよ。私は旅行になんて行ってないわよ。仕事してたのよ、ずっと。
マリアに1秒でも早く会いたくて会社に泊まり込んでずっとずっとずっとずっとずっとずっとずっとずっと。知らない知らない、北海道なんてもう帰って帰ってよ。何なのよあんたは。帰って帰って。
Rosa raged, her hair flying wildly. A teacup was knocked over from the force of her standing up, but far louder than that was the sound of her beating the table with both hands. When faced with this rage that could accurately be described as wide-eyed derangement, the district welfare officer couldn't help but be taken aback. And the same went for Maria, who was secretly watching this from the hallway. She had already seen her mother in a rage several times before this, but she had never seen her this crazed with anger. When she saw this, Maria was sure this was no longer her mother. It was some other evil being that was possessing her mother's body. And then she herself was discovered by the evil being. Maria knew that she was being reflected in the evil being's eyes. Her mind went blank, and she felt as though her field of vision was racing off into the distance. After fiercely closing in on Maria, Rosa mercilessly slapped her on her small shoulders and dropped her gaze toward the stuffed animal Maria was holding, Sakutaro.
マリア、あなた、あれだけお外にそれを持って行っちゃダメって言ったのに、持って行ったのね。
ウリュウ、マリアは悪くないよ。僕がついていくって言ったの。違うよ。マリアが寂しいから勝手にサクタロを連れてったの。だからママ、サクタロは悪くないの。ウリュウ、マリア、サクタロは悪くないよ。サクタロは悪くないよ。
Instead of Maria, the brunt of Rosa's anger was aimed at the lion-stuffed animal Maria was holding. A girl went shopping in the middle of the night, always clutching a lion-stuffed animal. Because of that, she had become well known in the shopping center.
どうしてあんたはママの言うことがどうしてよ。どうしてママの言いつけがちゃんと守れないのよあんたは。
With every single word, she stamped her heel and banged furiously on the wall. Of course, she didn't make direct contact with Maria, probably only because someone else was watching. However, the violence of the harsh sound certainly beat against her.
お母さん、おやめなさい。話してよ。話せって言ってんでしょ。
The district welfare officer had come back to her senses and was pinning Rosa's arms behind her back. But the instant Rosa was touched, she went wild, furiously throwing the welfare officer off. She hit the table and fell to the ground. A teacup on the table smashed on the floor, making a violent sound.
マリアは悪くないよ。僕が悪いの。だからマリアを叱らないで。サクタロを連れてったのはマリア。サクタロは悪くないの。サクタロは悪くないの。だからサクタロをそんな怖い目で見ないで。見ないで。マリアを叱らないで。マリアを叱らないで。ウリュー。
あんた、さっきから何をやってるの？あんた、そのお人形さんごっこ、外でもやってたの？お店の人の前でもやってたの？だから少しは考えろ、このバカ！なんであんたはそう大バカなのよ！
Yeah, this is Rosa, everybody.
正直におっしゃいな。お外でお買い物をするとき、ママに内緒でいつもそのぬいぐるみを持ち歩いてたのね。
ウリュウ。
その変なぬいぐるみじゃなく、あなたの言葉で喋りなさい。
太郎はぬいぐるみじゃないよ。マリアの友達だよ。ぬいぐるみって言わないで。言わないで。
はいはい、わかったわ。作太郎だったわね、名前。ママに内緒でその作太郎人形を持っていつもお買い物に行っていたのね。
Maria admitted it honestly. If she hadn't admitted it, then Sakutaro would have said something to take the blame. So by admitting it right away, she was protecting her small friend.
作太郎だけ？他には？まさか学校にも何か変なのを持って行ってるんじゃないでしょうね。お母さん、お嬢さんは悪くないでしょう。そのキスもおやめなさい。あんたは黙って。私と娘の話でしょ。ほらマリア、ママの目を見て話をしなさい。ママの質問にお返事は？
作太郎だけじゃないの。ウサギのみんなも一緒。
今も持ってるの
？Maria fished around in her pockets, pulling out 4 ceramic rabbits with her tiny hand. The rabbits were her close friends who could be together with her at school in Sakutaro's place. But when Rosa saw that, she shook her head slightly as though dizzy. On a school notice, it had been written that Maria was apparently bringing toys to school and playing with them, and her family was instructed to try and prevent this. But Rosa had rejected that, blaming the teacher and phoning in a protest of her own to the school, saying that there was no way her child would bring toys to school. For nearly an hour, she had shouted at the vice principal to stop making false accusations about her daughter. To a certain degree, those at the school had grasped that Maria was a pitiful girl. They knew that all the small toys she brought in were her only friends, so they had done their best to overlook it. But when the other students caught sight of them, some of the boys had started complaining that only she could bring toys, and the school had racked their brain on how to cope with this. They had tried to gently send a warning by way of the mother, but after Rosa's overreaction, even Maria's teacher decided to overlook it. But now Rosa knew. She had been the one who was wrong, and her daughter really had been bringing toys to school. And those at the school had known that she was a disgrace who brought toys to school and played with them as though they were her only friends. To Rosa, who thought her daughter was just a little different from normal children, having this peculiar side of her daughter exposed and found fault with was, more than anything else, something she couldn't bear. So she howled, she raged. The district welfare officer tried to cut between Rosa and Maria again, but she only met with Rosa's wrath once more. Rosa once again threw the woman off with a face like a demon, and when even that failed to curb her anger, she stomped on the ground over and over again so forcefully that it seemed she might break through the floor. Then, after seeming to come back to her senses for a second, she immediately froze her harsh breathing and asked Maria,
Maria, そのウサギの音楽隊はマリアの大切なお友達？そう、4人もお友達がいてよかったわ。
As she said that, Rosa grabbed one of the rabbits from Maria's hand. Then she shoved it in front of Maria's eyes so she could see it very well. The cute rabbit holding a trumpet was a small doll like a chess piece. She slowly lifted it into the air. Of course, Maria's and Sakutaro's eyes also followed it. And then, with a speed that the eye couldn't follow, she smashed it against the wall. She had half imagined that this worst possible thing might happen, so she instantly realized what had been done. So Maria let out a short, despairing scream. It was in pieces. It had been small and sturdy, but that hadn't been enough to withstand her mother's fierce rage.
ママの言うことをちゃんと聞かないから一つ壊れちゃったわ。今後ママの言うことを守らないたびにまた一つ壊すからね。覚えておきなさい。あなた、そ そんなことするなんて母親ですか。
Yeah, she has like no shame doing this in front of a public welfare officer.
そんなことしてお嬢さんが傷つかないと思ってるんですか。マリアが傷つく。私も傷ついているのよ。私の傷は誰が責任取ってくれるのよ。誰が。あんたは黙っててって言ってるでしょ。
やめてママ。悪いのはマリア。おばさんを怒らないで。マリアは悪くないよ。僕が悪いの。マリアを怒らないで。うりゃ。
そのぬいぐるみごっこをやめろって言ったでしょ。だいたいね、気持ち悪いのよ。ぬいぐるみがお友達ってあんた今年でいくつよ。何歳よ。こんなの布と綿の気持ち悪い下手くそなぬいぐるみじゃない。こんなのしか友達いないのあんた。こんな化け物のぬいぐるみとお友達ごっこしてる暇があったらちゃんとした人間の友達を作りなさいよ。なんであなたにはいつまでもお友達ができないのよ。そうだからいつまでもクラスで変わり者扱いされてバカにされて。もうほんとしっかりしていい加減にして。こんなぬいぐるみ遊びもう卒業しちゃってよ。
うりゅ
だからそのぬいぐるみごっこをやめろって言ってるでしょ。
ママ返して。サク太郎返して。うりゅ。
Mama grabbed hold of Sakutaro's head and took him from me. Then she smashed him against the wall over and over.
やめろ。こんなぬいぐるみがあるから。だからあんたはいつまでも友達を作らないのよ。だから一人だけクラスで浮いてておかしな子扱いされるんでしょうが。こんなぬいぐるみあげなきゃよかった。こんな気持ち悪いぬいぐるみあげなきゃよかった。
やめて。サク太郎返して。サク太郎返して。サク太郎はマリアのお友達なの。親友なの。サク太郎さえいれば他には何もいらない。だから返して返して。
For some reason, my frantic request just added oil to the fire of Mama's anger. Mama pushed my arm aside as I tried to grab Sakutaro and snatch him back, and in a bizarre way, she stuck her fingernails on both hands, deep into Sakutaro, twisting him. The red muffler, which I had carefully wrapped for him every day, came off and fell to the floor. Sakutaro, who had been so precious to me, was twisted, smashed, torn at with fingernails so much. He was twisted painfully, his face curving in sadness. Then Mama's fingernails found a stitch on the neck and tore it. With the fingernails of both hands, she tore it apart. In that instant, Sakutaro's yellow cloth and the cotton inside burst apart. It looked almost like moist cotton candy.
リュウ太郎、マリア、サク太郎、おリュウ太郎、お太郎。
The crumpled yellow cloth and the cotton candy flowing out were thrust right in front of my eyes. Then, through Mama's face, the evil being stated it clearly.
サク太郎は死んでしまいました。
Well. Lady Maria's white heart, which was torn apart. His broken vessel can only be regenerated by the Meister who had created him, Rosa. However, Rosa disposed of the vessel's fragments and even lost the pattern paper. On top of that, his existence was denied by the Meister herself, so his resurrection is now impossible. The Meister died in 1986, and any chance for his resurrection disappeared for all time. Even the endless witch Beatrice could not manage it. Maba Gaguri Gyugo. Gikuguki Kutaro Sakuta o Gubijita. I don't know if this is just gibberish or if this is like anything meaningful. I don't know. And crying.
Maria, 泣くんでない。
ベアトリーチェ
作太郎は良き友人であった。そなたがそれを忘れぬ限り、常にそなたと共にある。だから泣くんでない。
生き返らせて。ベアとはいろんな魔法が使えるんだもんね。作太郎だって生き返らせられるよね。
それは無論作太郎がわらわの家具だったならそれもたやすい。しかし作太郎はそなたの家具だ。わらわにそれは難しい。
難しいってことは無理じゃないんだよね。生き返らせて。無限の魔法で生き返らせて。
I wonder though, if her seeing Beatrice here means that she doesn't only see Beatrice during the family conferences.
実はな。
Which would make actually Rosa more suspicious.
作太郎のよりしろはローザの手作りのぬいぐるみであったろ。
I mean, of course they're referring to her in the third person, but I feel like that could also refer to like another personality or something.
そのローザが作太郎を否定した。母にその生を許されなかった命は存在できぬのだ。
Beatrice's words were feeble, because she knew that, no matter what the excuse, it wouldn't be enough to calm Maria and make her accept it. But she had to communicate the painful truth to her disciple and close friend. She had to tell her the fact that even with all of her own power, she could not revive Sakutaro.
そなたが作太郎の存在を強く信じる限り、その魂が消え去ることはない。だからマリア、どうか悲しむな。今もほら、すぐそこで作太郎が微笑んでいると信じるのだ。
作太郎を生き返らせてくれなきゃ嫌だ。
諦めよ。作太郎を蘇らせる魔法はない。そしてそれでもなお作太郎がそなたの親友であり続けることを強く信じよ。その力が魔法となる。
そんなの魔法。作太郎が生き返らなきゃ嫌だ。ママの手作りだからダメなの。どうしてママは作太郎を作ったの？マリアにプレゼントするためじゃないの？マリアのお友達にするためじゃないの？なのになんでママは自分で作って 自分で壊したの？どうしてママは自分で産んで自分で壊そうとするの？わかんないわかんない。ママが憎いよ。ママが憎い。
Depending on what Beatrice says here, that'll change. Like, if she tries to defend Rosa here, then I might get a bit suspicious.
悔しい悔しい悲しい悲しい。作太郎がそうされたようにママをねじり上げてやりたい。爪を立てて引き裂いて布地と綿にしてやりたい。悔しいよ悔しいよベアトリーチェ。作太郎。
From the darkness behind Maria's back, two massive jet black arms crept out, twisting around Maria as she sobbed in anger. Then, massive fingernails stuck into Maria's chest and stomach. Maria could not see that, but Beato could. Anger and sadness without any place to go will tear you apart. Beato knew that, so she could see that. Yes. In the end, those massive arms were Maria's own. Those fingernails slowly started to eat into her chest and stomach. With their immense size and strength, those arms could probably tear Maria into bits easily, but Maria herself couldn't notice. Drowning in a sea of her own tears, she couldn't notice that her own arms were trying to tear apart her own chest.
悔しい悔しい。作太郎がどうしても生き返らせられないならマリアは復讐したい。ママを同じ目に遭わせてやりたい。作太郎と同じ目に遭わせてやりたいの。ベアトリーチェ、そのための魔法を教えて。ママをやっつける魔法を教えて。
その言葉は本心。
ママを殺してやる。あれはママじゃないよ。ママに取り付いた悪い魔女だ。ママの魔女を殺してやる。
よかろう、その力を。心美しきそなたが、そなたにその苦しみを与えた心なき母こそが、よほど引き裂かれるに値する。教えようぞ、魔女の世界の光さすことなき深淵の奥底を。
作太郎、みんな嫌い大嫌い。ママも嫌い、エンジェも嫌い。みんな大嫌い。
We're still not going back to the game board, are we? Alright. I guess we've got more here. Well, let's end it here. We've been going for a while, so I'll see you next time. So until then, take care.